Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by again. Listen, I want to start off by saying this. You have to believe in yourself because nobody else is going to, and you really have to take care of yourself, right? It's really the only way. And yeah, some of us, we're going to have to learn new skill sets. Some of us are going to have to really sort of reach beyond the limitations and parameters of what we were doing before. But I'm telling you guys, the best decision I ever made, well, a couple of the best decisions I ever made in my entire life was, number one, really getting into fitness and getting healthy, getting into dieting and all that kind of thing, weight training, cardio. And number two, I'd say the second best decision I've ever made is trading, learning how to trade. And you're going to see all kinds of numbers out there and statistics like, 95% of day traders lose money. It's like, how are they even figuring that out, right? Or what are they considering? What's the criteria that they're considering day traders, right? Like, are they considering people who have no idea what they're doing, right? They just open up a Robinhood account and throw, $5,000 at the market and lose it all, right? Are they considering those people traders? Are they considering people who are kind of like losing money on long-term investments that have, they don't have a lot of financial advisement, or they just, again, don't know what they're doing and they throw their life savings into the market for a swing trade or something and lose all? I mean, what are they considering the 95%? So, there's so many statistics out there and just numbers and media headlines telling you to not do it, telling you that you can't do it, right? And you've got an entire industry that depends on you and I needing them to invest, needing them to make money in the stock market. There's an entire industry devoted to that. So, of course, there's going to be a lot of people out there telling us that we can't do it, that we can't figure it out. We're not smart enough to figure it out for ourselves. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't say I've figured out everything, but I am now trading, right? This week will be my fourth week in a row closing green, and it's not even Friday yet, and I've made over $500 trading for 10, 15, 20 minutes in the morning. All right. So we're going to talk about my trades. Again, it's Facebook. I took actually 4 trades today. Well, technically 4. I'm considering it 2. So I took 2 trades on Facebook today. And I just got back from the gym a little while ago. I've had a fantastic day. I'm helping some of my, my family members kind of get into this as well. And I'm trying to bring other people up around me as well. So, the reason I'm really sharing this is because there are people that are interested in learning how to trade. So this is more for, educational purposes than entertainment. But hey, if you're entertained by it and you just enjoy the videos, please do give it a like anyways, and comment down below your thoughts, your feedback. It's always appreciated. Always enjoy hearing back from you guys. So I traded Facebook today. Let's go ahead and look at the P&L. Oh, it logged me out. I got to log back in real quick. Let's go ahead and look at the, if this will load. We're trying to look at the daily P&L here. Okay, and my internet is frozen. Okay, here we go. We're here. We got it. So, okay. It's frozen again. We're just waiting for it to load, guys. P&L this week is looking fantastic. Like I said, I made over $500. I think it's about $550 that I have made this week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Really had no idea that was going to happen this week. Like, I figured soon I was going to get over that threshold of like the $30 to $40 to $50 a day. And, at least for the past, this week, well, even on Friday, right? Last Friday, I had a $160 day. I've been making over $100 for the last 5 trading days, right? So I'm stoked about it. I'm not going to lie. I'm stoked about it. But let's go ahead and look at the P&L. So for today, we are up 7%. We're up 7%. in the options trading account, and that is a dollar amount of $121. The account is inching closer towards 1900 and then eventually 2000. I mean, we might theoretically, if we have another day like we had last Friday, I could close the account over 2000 tomorrow. All right, I'm not going to necessarily try to do that, but it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. So let's go ahead and look at the actual trade. So to give you guys some context, right, Facebook had a very bullish day yesterday. It was up the day before that. So I figured, right, since we've had so much momentum and so much, growth the last couple of days in the price, I figured we were going to have a day either of consolidation, maybe a full-blown pullback, maybe even just a down day. And that is what we got. So you can tell from yesterday's after hours, we hit the high of $307. It'll probably be a few days, maybe a week, maybe more before we really reach that level again, right? So there was a lot of selling pressure, and I knew, well, I didn't know, but I figured going into today, we were going to get a move to the downside. And that's exactly what we got, right? You had a pre-market high on this dotted line that I charted, and the stock was really going downhill from there. So what I did is I went ahead and bought puts. I think they were $295 puts on the first couple of trades, and then on my fourth trade, I bought $285 puts because they were a little bit less expensive. So I entered here right at the open, right? I saw that this was getting rejected, and we had tons of bear volume coming in. Plus, we had the selling pressure. The selling pressure, and we're at some kind of, supply zone. It's kind of like it's like a supply zone that I mapped out from yesterday, right? You had this period of consolidation here, and then the stock took a move to the downside, never got above that. So, that was kind of like my temporary supply zone that I mapped out, and we were at all-time highs. So I figured today on Thursday, we were going to have a down day, plus stock futures were down, and there was, I think, the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, was speaking, and the market was kind of nervous about that. So I went ahead and entered on one contract. Now, in hindsight, I should have bought more contracts, because if I had loaded up and bought like $1,000 worth of contracts and sold them down here when I exited, I would have made a lot of money. Okay, but I'm not going to risk my entire account on a trade, right? I'm just not going to do that, because this is about capital preservation, not capital destruction. Say it with me again. This is about capital preservation, not capital destruction, right? A degenerate gambler would do just that. They would get in here for spend all of their whole account on one trade, and if it went their way, great. But if it goes against you and starts going up, well, you're going to be really, really, really down. So I entered one contract, a $295 put, and I sold it right here. I exited 4 minutes later. So let's see, 30, 1, 2, 3. 3 minutes later, sorry. So at the bottom of this red candle is about where I got out. I think that was actually my biggest, that definitely was my biggest profit. All right. It was about like $80 or something. I mean, when you go in my trade log, let me see. I bought it for $267. Yeah. And then I sold it for $305. Right. I think that was no, that wasn't my biggest actually. Yeah, I think no, it wasn't. I bought another one at $356 and sold it for $420. But anyways, make a long story short, I re-entered kind of on this candle. After I got out, I re-entered thinking that we were going to get a quicker move to the downside, which we did not. We kind of consolidated a little bit. It went up and down, kind of chopped around. I was reading the level 2, and for whatever reason, even though the market kind of went sideways, the option contracts were still going up, right? So I was holding, 2 or 3 because I entered again here, and I sold them right here, right? But I'm glad I sold them where I did, because if I hadn't, I would have been waiting, damn near all day with these contracts. And so I got out right here. So I re-entered about 9:33, and then I got out at 9:39, right? So altogether, I'm considering this one trade. Altogether, this was like a 10-minute trade. I was done by 9:40. And so, yeah, I managed to sell the contracts at the bottom of this red candle for more than what I bought them for, even though it doesn't look like much of a move. Like, look, that's the move I really was focusing on. And you know, I guess in hindsight, I should have loaded up on contracts and just caught that move. But I still managed to make money on put contracts, even though this doesn't look like a huge move to the downside. It was still worth something, right? You can still milk something out of it. Now, we were kind of like under the pre-market lows, but then, you know, it sort of chopped around. And I knew this was going to happen. I figured this was going to happen. We were going to get a little bit of consolidation, right, where the stock is just sort of trading sideways, is not going anywhere. I went ahead and got in again right here at it was not 10:40, right? I went and ate some breakfast, and I came back at 10:40, entered a fourth time. I think this was the 285 put, and I went ahead and sold it at 10:50. So about a 10-minute long trade, right? Another little scalp. I guess I could have held on to it for a couple more minutes, but, you know, I got out where I did with a very, very small profit. This was only like a $10 profit right here. So wasn't really worth it. I was up like $113, and I was thinking to myself, oh, I think I can do just a little better. And I did just a little better. I made out with about $120 today. And so as you can see, Facebook ended up really taking a little bit of a downturn here. I mean, this would have been very, very nice to catch, right? If you gotten in on any of these candles here and kind of rode it all the way down, that would have been good money, right? That would have been really good money. And again, next week or the next couple of weeks, I think I am going to try and incorporate a little bit more of a long-term strategy, at least for one or two contracts. You know, kind of, you know, maybe buy near the open and just sort of hold for a couple of hours so I can get a little bit more of that move. I'm thinking about incorporating something like that because this is a lot of money I'm missing out on, right? Like I knew we were going to have a down day, and or I figured. I keep saying I knew. I really don't know. I'm not a fortune teller, but I figured this was going to happen at some point today. I should have, you know, in hindsight, I could have held on to a contract and just let it ride until about here. You know, that would have been nice. But regardless, you know, still up in the options trading account, 7%, and you know, I'm happy with it. What else do I want to say about this chart? Yeah, I mean, I predict probably for tomorrow we'll get a little bit more of a sell-off. I guess I could be wrong about that, but you know, the way I'm going to be playing this is that, you know, we're at all-time highs right now in the market, so I'm not going to be too bold. I mean, obviously, there's nothing that says Facebook cannot go to the moon on a Friday. But from my experience trading the last couple of months and, you know, just thinking logically about this, my guess would be that we're going to have a little bit more of a sell-off tomorrow. I think on PayPal, we'll definitely get a sell-off tomorrow, so I'll definitely be watching that. The three stocks that I'm really following right now are Facebook, PayPal, and Apple, right? With this week of trading, I only traded Facebook. I don't think I traded anything else, just Facebook. Facebook calls, you know, the first part of this week, and then Facebook puts today. So tomorrow I might be looking to get into some more Facebook puts, and I'm going to try to play that open, right? My goal is to sort of play the open as long as I don't get trapped in some consolidation or whatever. I mean, it's usually a pretty quick move, right? You get in and you get out. But tomorrow I'm going to try to play it where maybe I, you know, as long as things are looking good and I'm, you know, I have a very good probable chance of being right about the movement of the stock, I may try to buy one or two more, right, contracts. Instead of just getting one, get maybe two or three, riding that move down, right, making $200 or $300 and then just being done for the day, right? It would be nice, right? I'm not going to try to make a couple $100 tomorrow, but it would be cool to close Friday above 2,000 in the account. But, you know, and even if I lose money tomorrow, right? Even if I'm down, let's say $50 tomorrow, this was still a really good week. Made well over $500. So even if I'm down 20, 30, $40 tomorrow, you know, as long as I cut my losses and don't, you know, bag hold or anything like that, I'm going to close this week up $500. And, you know, I can live with that. So I'm very blessed. Definitely thanking God. I'm telling you guys, especially if you're struggling financially, especially if you need to figure out a way out of the rat race, if you need to figure out a way to thrive, not only survive, but thrive in this New World Order, you must learn to trade. I'm telling you, it's one of the best decisions I have ever made in my life. So make sure to give this video a big fat like. Comment down below, where are you putting your money? Stocks, crypto, gold, futures, Forex, what are you trading? Comment down below, source some info for us. And, you know, we always appreciate hearing back from you guys. And